Good evening guys and welcome back to the gaming cupboard. I hope everybody's doing okay. So this is just a little video I've got to show you my pickups from the last couple of weekends and what I've managed to get. So I went carbooting after Doncaster, which I managed to drag myself out of bed to actually do and get to a car boot and managed to pick up some bits. But before we go into that, I just wanted to say a massive thanks to everyone who asked about the plight of the Master System. So if you don't know from my last video, I went to Doncaster and picked up a Master System 2, which I've wanted for a long time. For the people asking why a Master System 2 over a Master System 1, it was purely for nostalgic reasons, to be honest. The Master System 2 was the first console I ever actually owned. Back when the Master System 2 was out, I didn't know anyone who had a Master System 1. It's only till later I found out about the Master System 1. And so everyone I knew was playing on the Master System 2 or the Mega Drive because they were rich. Or maybe not so rich. But I've sold mine a few years back for very little and I've regretted it ever since. So I really wanted to get another one. So when I got one at Doncaster, I was really happy, got it home, plugged it in, and it just had a black screen, so I was absolutely gutted. Fortunately, the company I bought it from managed to put one of their flyers in, so I managed to get in contact with them and arrange a replacement. Now, it's taken a long time to actually come, unfortunately. They told me they posted it out last week, I waited a few days, nothing. In fact, they messaged me back the Sunday, because I messaged them the Sunday night after Doncaster, and I didn't get anything back. And then I messaged them midweek and said I haven't got it, and they came back to me and said, I'm really sorry, we used Hermes to try and deliver it. And if any of you don't know, Hermes is the god of either completely screw up a simple task like delivering a parcel, lose it, don't get it there at all, or deliver it broken. So Hermes strikes again, unfortunately, and done a crap job, but they managed to send out another one to me, which they said they'd send next day. But unfortunately, it didn't turn up the next day, it turned up today. But I now have a Master System 2 back in my life, which I'm really happy about. So for some people, Master System 2, it's not really a jewel in the crown, it's not really a rare console, but it's not about that. It's about the nostalgia that these things hold to us. So it's not always about the really rare games and expensive games, it's about the things that bring you joy, and this brings me so much joy. Really happy to have this back in the collection, and you better believe I'm going to be playing Alex Kidd after I've finished filming this video, so we might as well get on with it really. So yeah, before that little interlude, I was talking about the car boot sale last weekend. I managed to get a few bits from there. There wasn't an awful lot going, but I'm happy with the bits I got. Now, first bits I picked up, there was somebody who had a box of DVDs on the floor. It's a house clearance guy I've seen before, and I saw some blue cases in there which I knew could only be PS2 games. So I picked up 4 of them. Just realised they're all EA games, and EA games before they became little pirates and just started ripping people off for downloads. But I actually got 6 things from them in the end. He wanted 50p each and I agreed to do 3 for £1. But one of the games is Gran Turismo 3, which I've already passed on to a friend. And the other's a DVD that I can't find. I put it down somewhere and I've lost it. But we have Need for Speed Carbon, which is complete with manual. A little booklet in there. Need for Speed Pro Street, complete with manual. I'm not a massive Need for Speed fan, but I know someone who is, so I decided for that price they were too good to leave behind. You have Medal of Honor Vanguard, which the Medal of Honor games are quite decent, to be honest. Quite enjoyed them. And first ones came out on the PlayStation 1, which I think I own. This one I haven't played, but I believe I played Frontline and Rising Sun, which were both quite enjoyable games. And the last one I got, which is kind of the reason that I was drawn to this box anyway, which I thought would be worth more, but unfortunately it isn't, is the Simpsons game, which I picked up as a quirky little game just for me. All of them complete. And then wandering around, I see a guy and his wife who were setting up, and they're blatantly selling off his son's stuff. They had some Warhammer stuff, some other bits and bobs in there. There's loads of martial arts DVDs. I think he had some kind of weird ninja star that's had a screw on the end so you can screw it into a door if you're so inclined, make it look like it's sticking out of the wall and be really cool. That's if you see the wall plug. But they had some bits they were selling off, and I could see from a way away that there'd be some DVDs in there I'd be interested in. So I picked up a couple, which were 50p each. So we got Batman the Killing Joke, the graphic novel. I'm not going to bother opening these up because there's really nothing in them. And Evangelion 2.22. There's also an Evangelion 1.11 and a 3.33. Whether the points mean anything or they're completely pointless, I do not know. But the DVD's not in there because it's in my DVD player I'm watching at the moment. But yeah, it looks pretty decent. So I picked that up for 50p each. I can't go too far wrong with that. And then the last things I got on the day, just as I was about to go, there's somebody putting out some crates, and in these crates there were some games. So they're PlayStation 1 games, and the majority of the PlayStation 1 games in there looked like they had really seen better days. There wasn't much left of the cases on them, and there was Casper in there, which was clinging on to the remnants of a case. There was a Platinum Oddworld, which again had what was left of a case. So there's Croc 2 in there, which I was tempted to pick up, but it was pretty scratched, missing. Again, I think the front part of the case, so I kind of put those to one side and grabbed the best ones in there. Now she wanted £3 each, which is quite hefty anyway for PlayStation 1 games at Carboot. Or she said 2 for a £5. But I managed to get them around for 3 games, which I got for £6 in the end. So everyone was happy, mainly me. So the first one of the ones we picked up was Alien Trilogy, which is the Platinum version, which I don't own. I don't own Alien Trilogy. Don't know how I've gone so long without owning it, but I finally have that, complete with manual. See, this one is in pretty good order, case-wise. It's worth it for the case, probably. Next up, we got Destruction Derby 2, which looks like it came from Argos at some point. Again, complete with the manual. I wouldn't think by looking at these ones, actually, the ones that I left behind were in such bad order, but the other ones are absolutely trash. And then probably the pick of the bunch out of these, I picked up Tekken 2, which is the two-sided version. So we've got Tekken 2 in the front with the manual. But also we've got a bit of a Brucey bonus, which I did not declare, which was Toshinden Battle Arena. So nice to have a little freebie in there. And that was it from the car boot sale. There really wasn't that much there this weekend. This last weekend. That was the Sunday after Doncaster. But on the way home there was a yard sale sign, so I decided to try and have a look around there. But unfortunately, like I say, with yard sales, they are more like Destruction Derby and Destruction Derby. There's people just driving around all over the place, driving up curbs, just making space wherever they can, driving around, jumping out cars, looking at stuff, jumping back in, driving off. I mean, it's a two-person job. If you can get a wheelman to take you around there and go around, and you just jump out and buy stuff, you can probably do quite well. But when it's just me trying to drive around on my own, it's a bloody nightmare. So you kind of have the choice of, do you park somewhere, leave your car there and just have a wander round, which is what I did for the majority of it, or just try and take it on foot. I think the smart people are the ones who take bikes, but then you've got a bike there and I haven't got time for that. So I only picked up one thing really from there. There's a lot of rubbish, but not a lot really that would interest me. But what did I got? I got for £2, which I think is really good. So I got the Xenoblade X Chronicles, or Chronicles X guidebook. It's a nice chunky guidebook. Now, it's not in the best condition. It's been, I don't know, stuck somewhere. Just open it at a random page, show what it's like inside. It's comprehensive. It's got a weird kind of feel on the coating, like it's got some bits stuck to it, and it doesn't look like it's been stored flat. It looks like it's been stored kind of bent, and somebody's had a bit of a chew on the corner. who or what would want to eat a book, I do not know. But yeah, for £2 though, I'm not going to complain, because that's a pretty cool guide to have, and it's probably quite expensive to try and get a copy of eBay or what have you. So yeah, that's from the art sale. I also managed to go to a charity shop. I've done alright at charity shops of late, so I haven't found many games, but I have found a few bits that are worthwhile picking up. And this is no exception. So, I'm going to take 2 hands to lift this because it's so bleeding heavy. For £3.95, I picked up this beast. Oh, it's just heavier than it looks. So it's a VHS DVD combi driver, but with the added feature that it actually copies VHS onto DVD. And it's got all S-Video composite out on the front. It's a pretty neat machine. And I thought for £4, I can't really go too wrong with this. And I don't think I did. It didn't come with a remote, unfortunately, which is the downside. I'm going to put that down there before I hurt myself. A remote I can pick up for a few pounds off eBay, but when I looked at some of the sold listings of those, they were going anywhere between 70 and 100 quid. So pretty happy with that, to be honest. I've done alright from that charity shop, and whether or not I keep that or I decide to sell it on, I'm kind of on the fence at the moment, so we'll see. But yeah, very, very happy to have picked that up. And then that brings us kind of up to the present almost. So weekend just gone, I felt rotten on the Saturday. So I didn't go out. Fortunately, it was raining anyway, so I didn't miss much. But I went to the Carboot sale on Sunday, and I got a nice stack of games here to share with you, which I got for £1 each for the most part. Now, try and put them into kind of the order I got them from. So the lady setting up, who put out a stack of original Xbox games, which I had a look through, and I bought the best ones. So I think this is all the ones I got 11. And I paid 11 quid, I didn't bother haggling, because I just couldn't be bothered, to be honest with you. It's not feeling too great. We'll go through what I picked up. So first up, I picked up Borderlands 2. This in these are really nice condition. And they all have manuals. And this one they picked up for £2 from a charity shop. I don't know which charity shops they go to for games, because all mine are absolute garbage. But yeah, I got that. Dishonored, which again comes with manual, which I thought would be a bit more valuable than it actually is. It's really not worth very much, but the kind of cover drew me to it, so I decided to pick it up. A lot of these games, I had no idea what the value was in them. They just interested me on the cover art, and for £1 I really wasn't too fussed. But some of them I knew had a little bit of money in, and I picked up a couple of those just to kind of break even with CX if the others weren't. So, and it makes it worthwhile, and if I can just trade those in, have a bit of credit, it's almost like I've got the rest for free. So we have 99 Nights, which looked interesting again, but really isn't worth very much, which they got for £1. It's all in there complete with manual, so can't complain with that. And I picked up Red Dead Redemption and the Undead Nightmare for £1 each, which again were charity shop jobs with £4 marked on them. So really not too bad in the charity shops they got them from. Both complete with manuals. The only thing is, this one does not have the map, but the discs are all in really nice order. This one I picked up on a whim, because I know the original one on the Xbox is pretty cool, and whether or not I ever have space to actually get that or time to play it is another thing. But I got Steel Battalion Heavy Armour, which the original Steel Battalion was on the original Xbox. This uses the Kinect sensor. That had a whole mech set up, so you had joysticks to actually power it, buttons all over the place, you don't know what to do, and that goes for about 150 quid. So I thought that would be worth a little bit more than it is, but I picked it up because it interested me, so I'm not complaining. Dragon Age Origins Awakening, which is the expansion to the original Dragon Age game. They unfortunately did not have the original Dragon Age game, which is bloody annoying, but I picked this up with the intention that I will get the original Dragon Age at some point. And then probably the best ones out of this bunch, I got Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns, which I think is the next library version. The fact that there's a sticker in there somewhere, and there was a sticker on the manual that's been pulled up and the barcode on. But until I get a better condition copy, it gives me a game I can actually play. We have Ninja Gaiden 2, Gaiden 2, complete with manual, which looks awesome. I do like the look of the Ninja Gaiden games. Following the ninja route, we have Tenchu Z. All these complete with manual, all £1 each. And lastly, Left 4 Dead 2, which is a game that I had played to death, got bored of, sold, and now I finally have back, which I paid £1 for, which looks like more than they paid for now I see the back, because they got it for 99p. So bargain. So 11 games there, £11 spent. I also, when wandering around, saw some PS3 games which I picked up again for £1 each. No 50p games this week, bit of a shame. But some games I haven't got, I picked up Heavy Rain, which is complete with manual. And The Last of Us, which one day I'll probably get a chance to actually sit down and play. Because at the moment there's more chance of The Last of Us 4 being announced before I get a chance to play that game. But nevertheless, I will get it in the collection with the premise that I will play it soon. So that's those. Wandering around, I found a random game sitting on a store that sells predominantly gems. I don't know, I'm not into kind of gemstones, but sometimes they have DVDs and they've had some really interesting games just sitting on the edge of the store where I will happily pick them up previously. Yeah, it's all kind of just gems and crystals and things like that, so very random thing to have a car boot sale, but they're there every week, so they must do a pretty good trade on it. But not digressing too much, I picked up Spyro Into the Dragonfly on the PS2, which is nice and complete, and I picked up for £1, so I can't go too far wrong with that. And then the last pickups of the day, which I got. I was walking around with the other guy who I was speaking about, the guy who's kind of a collector, reseller. I think it's more of a reseller than a collector. But I was walking around with him chatting, I saw some games on the floor which I was interested. He noticed an Xbox One controller which he managed to pick up. Well, I managed to pick up a bundle of games. Originally she said she wanted £1 each, and he said, oh, £5 a lot. And he said actually you can have the lot for £4, so you didn't really have to haggle too much with that. But there was one game in this bundle that interested me, and I picked it up mainly for that. And the rest of them just could be traded, to be honest. I think, well, maybe keep some, I don't know, we'll see. But we have Formula 1 2010, which is complete with manual, which I have really no interest in. We have Rayman Legends, which is a game I've never played. It looks quite pretty. I haven't played a Rayman game since the PlayStation 1, unless you count Rabbids games. But I don't really count Rabbit games. So yeah, the classic version, so slightly less desirable, but all these for £4. Not going to complain. Forza Motorsport 2, complete with manual. I don't know what they're up to now, like Forza 6 or something. I don't know how long ago this was. 2007? God, only yesterday. 2007, jeez. We have, before I wallow in the times gone by, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with no manual. Whether this had a manual, I do not know. Looks like it's got a four-player co-op fighting mode, so it might be quite a good fun game if you can get 4 people to play it. Might give it a bit of a whirl. We'll see. We have Pixar Cars, which is nice and complete. The one where I kind of think that if I don't make my money back from the others, then this one I think will probably cover the cost of that bundle. And then the last one that I picked up from the store, the one that drew my attention to it in the first place, the game I've never seen before, And I noticed it was made by Konami, which kind of made me think there might be a little bit of money in this. But it looked quite interesting anyway as a game goes. I've never seen anything like it before. But I'll tell you what it is. It's Tornado Outbreak, which when I checked CEX is about £20 game. So the premise is harvest the power of a raging tornado. The more you destroy, the bigger you get as you battle the forces of evil in an effort to save the world. So I'm not quite sure how a tornado wrecking the world is going to save the world, but it's got to battle the forces of evil, so obviously that's what needs to be done. And that is it, guys. That is my little bundle of pickups from this last weekend just gone. Pretty happy with some of the bits I've got there. It's always a bit of a random bag of things, but always some really interesting stuff to go on. And if they're games that I don't like, then I can always put CX and have a bit of credit towards some games that I want to play. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and if you're a subscriber, thank you for returning. If you're new to the channel and you haven't already, if you could drop me a subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks very much. And all that's left to say is thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Cheers and have a good one. Take care. Bye bye.